second line from the bottom. Mazam jeme shera paruchi manje mega namke moye sozurang ye je juyo tu som yave yom la chansero aga samaraza shanda raza maraya Gadi gade para sam gade bode soha te ya tha gadi para sam gade bode soha te ya tha gadi para samgadi bodhi soha pava kunju sumji kai dembe toji che do bara juji me bara juji shewa juji Jagi paraji mi tumbe chori nyemba tamji shinde guru ye soha Yeri donra jeju shewa tam mi tunembe chena chawa Tumbara juji benzon soju Tashi te jan ting dire de le Sa shi puji chu shi me do tam Ri ra ling shi nye de jemba de Sanji shindu mi de puwa yi Rogun namda shinda shaka shu Jidun lama damba che namaji Chugu kala chinzi chunzi Chidara sambe yuje nirmana Sabji chuji chava azu Yedama guru ratnam velanam niyatayami Sanje chudan doji chodam la Chanju badu dani gyalju Dagi jinji gibe sunamji Dolan pinji sanje yobashu Sanje chudan doji chodam la Chanju badu Gyalju dagi chushi gibe sonamji Pinji sanje dobashi Sanje judan soji chonam la Chanju pardu dani gyalju Dagi chushi gibe sonamji Yola pinji sanje dobashi Okay. Hello. Tashidile, good evening. Just happy to see you, even if it's a little bit late.
Yes.
But we already doubt a little bit that can we make it on time, even departing from Queens, because there's already, we saw there's long traffic on Tyboro Bridge.
There you go.
And then we still thought we can make it. But then getting closer to the Tapinsi Priest, these are all red lights, we saw it. Then we try to text them and see who's going to reply to us, who we will get it, see.
I'm glad that I didn't have my phone turned off yet, because otherwise I wouldn't have heard it.
But anyway, we communicate somehow, right? Thank you. Yes, please, as usual, as I remind you again, listening and coming here, continually sharing wonderful teachings of Shantideva, each other, with which we are about to do here, must really do with positive motivation, right? And listen with the positive motivation. And also with that, I always remind you to really develop positive motivation in your mind, beginning of your day. I always tell you the reason why. Also, I share with you already how to. Those means the instructions that we learned from the teaching, how to really develop that. So please, now I'm repeating that to you. Even, of course, it also benefit myself. So now it's up to really, us that, it's really up to our hand to do it, right? So please, as day goes, we get up in the morning, right? Never waits, it just goes, it moves. And so we should also, our time moves, our life moves, our experience, whether we like or not, it arises. Things happen in our life continually, can't stop. No one can stop, I cannot stop. So, individual, no one can able to stop it. And things continually happen in our life. It's simply from the gathering in individual own causes and conditions. And so looking at that, there's no time for us to think when. It's really, we should just do every day. As day begin, as I get up, we should make it time to really develop positive motivation. As we learned last week, saying don't be lazy, pay effort. Remember the last verses that we learned, Shantideva taught us, don't be lazy, pay effort, be happy in doing it. So please, as we get up in the morning, spend few minutes to really develop the positive motivation, such as like a bodhicitta in your mind, based on instruction that we have learned. With that, make sure really we touch the point, right? The precious human life, the impermanent that we face, starting with everything, and then the karma that I accumulate, also the karma that gives result in my life continually, please, and the nature that I experience, samsaric nature, right, continually, day and night. So really go through these step, develop individual's wish, individual mind that really the wish or wish with the aspect which is really happening it, the aspect of the mind that which I am and happening it. Example, when I say impermanent, and we should bring the aspect of impermanent in my mind, viewing myself as impermanent, viewing the relationship or things that appears in my eye is impermanent, because usually I view in opposite way. I view myself as a permanent. I view things are permanent. So when anything the change take place, I experience the difficulties, because it's why I'm rejecting it. Because why I reject it, I view this as permanent. I think it is a permanent. It is going to be forever without changing it. But things are not like that. I'm not like that. So that's why bring these aspects in our mind with this understanding, with that feeling, which will give us which will give us a tremendous help within our mind from releasing, grasping at myself as a permanent, as well as a grasping at every object and every phenomena in a mistaken way, which is very important for us, because the way I develop anger in my mind is because of that. The way I develop jealousy in my mind because of that. The way I end up developing all of those deluded mind, ignorance, it's all because of that. I've been viewing in a very mistaken way, in a very rejecting way. So that's why the impermanent and the karma and its result, and the nature of samsara, we're going through that process within our mind, which freezes our mind very much. So then we will begin to feel there is a really different level of calm, different level of peace, different level of positive can come within my own mind without really relying on external cause and condition, without really relying on development of external circumstances. So that is very important. That's why within the motivation, I always ask you to go through that. And at the same time, right after that, think about other sentient beings, to turn everyone to me as a liking object, liking being, no matter what. Because if that's also, from the Dharma point of view, from being positive, the positive action point of view, we should not let our mind view anyone as a disliking person to me, and also any situation that is happening, whether I wish to happen or not, should not view those situations as a in disliking situation, or like a unhappy, should not view it as like unhappiness, unhappy way, situation. So if I let my mind view in that way, I immediately or very easily my negative state of mind will arise. So that's why, however, let's hear in the motivation, we mainly focus on other sentient being, remember, right? Viewing them as a kind mother, remembering the kindness that we have received from our mothers, and wishing to repay the kindness that we have received from our mother. That is very, very important, because next step is what? Great compassion and great loving kindness and extraordinary compassion. These three minds will not develop in anybody's mind without viewing other as a liking being. If I have distinguished mind making a huge distinction between others, that, and then it's very difficult. There is no way that I can able to develop it. That's why I see these process needs to follow. Please remember how it doesn't matter how deep I feel. We all have a different capacity. We all have a different level. All depends on our individual's level and practice. So sometimes we can feel very deeply, sometimes not. Some people feel deep, some people not. But it's okay. But as long as I understand, that's the meaningful way to go. That is the most helpful way to go or move. So try it. And the question may come, why it is not, why I'm not feeling it, is simply, one of the things is, yes, I'm not used to it. I'm not familiar with it. I'm not good with that. But that doesn't mean I cannot become good with it. That doesn't mean that I cannot become familiar with it. When we go back to see, now, when we look at those, the Shantideva, like the composer of the text that we are learning here, for him to really develop anger in his mind is very difficult. So we can say he's not good with developing anger. He's not good with developing a negative state of mind, no matter what happens. So no matter what happens, in his mind, compassion instantly arises. Loving kindness instantly arises towards everyone. So he's good with that. So another point here is he was not good with it, but he is good with it now. So please, with knowing this, follow those stages. By the end of our motive, in the end of that state, it must develop the bodhicitta, enlightenment mind, which is a mind that wish to achieve full enlightenment, solely to benefit other sentient beings. So that's a part of the motivation. I won't say more than that today. So I will touch the text where we stopped it last Wednesday. So again, we were studying on chapter. Here use effort, right? In Tibetan called Tsundu. So chapter number 7. Chapter number 7 or 8? Yeah, chapter number 7. And the enthusiasm. And the last Wednesday we reached up to 17 or 16 or 17, right? So I asked you to think about the 3 different types of laziness which Shantideva taught in here. So we went through each of them, and now we reach up to 16 or 7. The verse number 17 we completed, or?
We did 16.
Okay, we did 16. So we'll start today 17, yeah? Okay. Ready? Are we going to run? Number 17. I should never indulge in despondency by entertaining such a thought as how shall I ever awaken? For the Tathagatas who speak that is true have uttered this truth, right? This truth. Here, Dagi Chanju Kala She Jelupani Michate. Dedra Tishin Shebai Dembe Sumbe and then Sumus. Right? So here is again Buddha in Shantideva is again telling us some people, maybe more than some people, or everyone, thinks that I can't. It's too big things, So basically means is what we make myself discouraged. We discourage ourselves. Sometimes, you can do this, do that. Oh, this is too much to do. When we say or you can achieve bodhicitta in your mind. Oh no, this is too big. I don't think I can achieve the bodhicitta. So it means I put myself, discouraged. I make myself feel discouraged. I'm not able to do it. So I don't think I can. These are too big things like that. So that's why here Shantideva is saying that never don't let yourself to think that you cannot. Don't think that you cannot achieve Buddhahood. Don't think that you cannot achieve liberation. Don't think that you cannot achieve the bodhicitta. Don't think that you cannot achieve these wonderful wisdom, wonderful realization. Because one reason Shantideva is saying in this verses here that there are teji shebani debe songbe, then the songs, right? Because these are when he taught, he was teaching people who really believed on the Buddha's teaching, and he was saying, one way you are saying you believe in the Buddha's teachings, you trust the Buddhas, and then if you trust in the Buddha's teaching, the Buddha won't lie to you. So it means you think that Buddha is not going to lie to you. So then Buddha says you can achieve full enlightenment. Every one of us can achieve. Everyone can able to achieve these wisdom and these realization. So why you discourage yourself by thinking that I don't think I can do it like that. So in this verse, again, the main meaning is saying that in Buddha's sutra, or Buddha said, everyone can able to achieve it. So don't stop thinking that I can't. Okay, it's good. 18 now. If we develop the strength of their, exertion, even those who are flies, mosquitoes. Oh, I don't know the spelling right. Today I know that now. I've seen it. See, I know the mosquitoes, but I simply don't know the spelling. So now, okay, flies, mosquitoes, and bees and insects will win. Insects will win the unsurpassable awakening, which is so hard to find. Dambushara Pwanda Tishisimbu Karjuruwa Tejang Tumbe Topjena, okay, Chanchut Topka Lame Tops, right? This is one of the sutra, in one of the sutra called Lamsang Shube Do. And there's another sutra called Kunchu Tsikbe Do. In these two sutras, Buddha spoke about the Buddha nature that everyone has within their mind, and also Buddha spoke about not only human, there are different living beings who attain full enlightenment, different stories. So so based on that, what Shantideva is saying in here, he laid out those beings. What is that? Those flies, mosquitoes, bees, and insects. Also, can achieve the full enlightenment, but it's all up to developing the strength or power of effort. So means being happy in doing it, developing a mind that being happy in doing it, and then really doing it. And so so if that happens, yes, we can achieve. So in this verse is basically what Buddha is saying is that we all can able to achieve the Buddhahood once we really pay effort. Once we really pay effort in our pay effort. Here, my teacher used to say that paying effort and being intelligent, two things. Right? Some very intelligent, but paying effort is different. And my teacher always prefer paying effort. And he will say that even your intelligence, if you don't pay, your intelligence is just like a corpse, like a dead body. Yeah, corpse. Even you are so intelligent, even you have that, but if you don't pay effort in doing it, and just like what he says, just if you say you are just like your intelligence is just like a dead body, no use. Not making any progress within your mind, in your life, in any place. It's just wasting it. But he also says, some people are not intelligent, but they pay great effort, strong effort. They will make a good progress, even they are not intelligent. Right? So this verse is what Shantideva is saying is, if you pay effort, he didn't say if you are intelligent. He said, if you pay effort, you can do it. Even flies, mosquitoes, and all of that, So, and continuing that meaning, I think, when I see it, it goes continuing in the verse number 19. It will be so if I do not forsake the Bodhisattva's way of life. Why should someone like myself, who has been born in a human race, not awaken, since I am able to recognize what is beneficial and what is harm. What is of harm. So here, Dada riji mirchela, penda nebo ngoshibe, chanju cheba matangna, dagi chanju jimetops. Right? So now that he compared with us, like we who took a rebirth as a human. We're not saying we are special, but the human nature gave us the ability within our mind that can able to think what is right, what is wrong, right? What will be more beneficial, what will be more harmful. We can use our mind in that kind of thought process. In that kind of thought process. So basically, with having all of that, the abilities, and not using it, especially towards awaken our mind, which means towards developing bodhicitta, towards developing great compassion in our mind, towards developing great loving kindness in our mind, towards really developing positive, basically towards really transforming our mind into positive and purifying negativities. And then basically saying there's no big difference. There's no use. Making a life, making a living, right? Making a living, we human do, animal does, mosquito does, bees does, everybody does making a living. See, finding foods, they do. Making a home, they also do. Some birds, look at them, they make such a beautiful nets, what called a nest? Yeah, nest. Yeah, they make very nice nest. We even cannot make it. We human even going to have such a hard time. It's even the process they work, effort they pay. Beautiful, right? Very lovely. They also know how to protect their families, how to protect their babies. They also have all kind of that care within the family, and they have that. So see, making a living, human and animal, if we compare, we don't know who is better and who is not. No. We cannot say human is better than them. They all rely on natural. They all rely on, in other words, really organic things. They all rely on that. But we human, always making a living, we pollute so many things. We make our air dirty. We make our water dirty. We do, we need all kinds of things that is not really goes good with the natural, goes against with the natural. Many things that. So what Shantideva is saying is, if we really stick with that, then there's no difference between. But here, of course, again, we are not saying we are better than them, but just because of the human nature, what we have, can able to send this kind of thought process, we should use our mind to really able to develop, this positive state of mind, great wisdom, great realization that will benefit, of course, towards, it will benefit us. It will benefit others. It will benefit our future lives. It will benefit so many sentient beings. So that's why this verses, what Shantideva is saying is, if we pay effort, we can do it. As a human, we need to do it. Especially as after finding this kind of rebirth as a that's why we Buddha call as a precious human life. After finding this kind of human life, then just really don't just try to make a progress or living outside my mind. Try to make a good progress within our mind, your own mind, to become to more kind, more compassion, more positive, more awareness, less negativities, less negative karma, less negative karmic imprint. And finally, of course, able to liberate our mind from entire delusion and its, imprint. Basically, to attain full enlightenment. That's the path we can do. That's why in here, Shantideva is saying, please. And now verse number 20. Nevertheless, it frightened me to think that I may have to give away my arm and legs. Don't get scared. Just read it, okay? Just read it, what you are seeing, without discriminating between what is heavy and what is light. I am reduced to fear through confusion. Okay. Yes. When they Kangla la soba tangu tani ji she na jidan yawar mache par loba tani jikpa se. Yeah, I think the meaning continues it. But anyway, so this also gives one meaning in here. What Shantideva is teaching us is here. As a human now, as we took rebirth, as a human, there are different types of human nature. There's different types of human suffering. There are different types of samsaric suffering in human life that we face. And we are unhappy with it. We develop always unhappy state of mind towards those nature, human sufferings or suffering that happens in this world, suffering that happens in mind. Yeah, I'm not, see, this is not happy. Or sometimes when we know this might happen in my life, then what happens, I develop some kind of fear, right? Some kind of fear, oh, this may happen, that might happen. This kind of fear that happens. So, you see what Shantideva, and then with that fear, and then we become impatient. We are not able to tolerate. We are not impatient in that. We become very unhappy. That means it's opposite of paying effort in doing it. Opposite of enthusiasm. So here, what he is beginning to tell us here is, think about our life now. This he taught based on the one of the main subject, one of the subject that taught by Buddha, which is past life, present life, and future lives. Another word is taking rebirth as a human, or based on our karma, taking rebirth and different type of life as animal or others. So here Shantideva is speaking. These verses, what he says here is, even it is a difficult situation that I need to endure or face, or it is a suffering that I have to face in this human life for the big aim, like such as attaining full enlightenment, attaining liberation. For that purpose, if I have to do, we must, for that purpose, if it is helping it, our mind should be not feeling scared with the facing, should not fear with, should not develop fear with the facing, with the remembering or recalling that, this is purpose is to attain a full enlightenment. Number one, why? Because there might be greater fear than that in the future. Right? There might be greater future. And he's a very blunt teacher. You can see that he used like giving your hand. How can I give my hand? Giving your food. He's very blunt, directly using that as example to see when someone tells me, oh, you're see what he says, arms and legs, to give away. It will be threatening, scaring in one of them. But here, I think I did share with you one story. I don't know how you will remember or not. I will remind you today. Let's say there's one person, right, who committed terrible, terrible violent, and then he was captured by authorities, and he was put into the jail, and then take him to the court, and the judge made a decision to life sentence. Judge made, or how do you call that decision? What do you call for that? Judgment, yeah, says that life, sentence to the death. So now, what fear that he have? I'm going to die. Actually, all are going to die. But even that he had that such a fear that now he's going to kill in a certain day, right? So very sad. That's what the story that tells that in teaching says. Oh, very very scared, unhappy, feared very strong. But then, all suddenly, judge changed his mind, says, okay, we'll release you from the life, but you have to give your hand, cut your hand. So if that option comes, he or she, even is taking a hand, may not seem such a big deal for him, because he can able to get free from dying or killing. Isn't it? So big problem, looking at a big sufferings, that big fear get released by small sufferings. What Shantideva is saying in the same thing here. In our life now, this is a human rebirth. If I don't do such as practice of purifying our negative karmas, if I don't do such as like a practicing or accumulating a positive karma and purifying my delusions, I will be continue living in samsara. And I continue in samsara, and where my delusions and where my karma is going to take me there and there, I have no power and I have no control about it or over it. So I may be taking rebirth in one of the unfortunate realms. And what kind of experience and suffering I go through in these states, if I end up taking rebirth in there, it's nothing compared with what comes like giving my hand away and then arms away. So here, what in this life, he's just using his example to us, saying whatever difficulties, however difficulty that I face mentally and physically, but never give up. Never give up and never stop transforming your mind, practicing what he taught us. So here, it's bringing more clear in understanding of the value of the practice in our mind. It's like, see, it's not somebody's coming to me and taking away my hand at this time. It's not somebody's coming. But if that happens, are you going to give up this practice? So that's why are you? But that's why, see, I make my practice with the value of the practice so special, as saying that even that happens, it's like even that happens, I'm not going to change my mind into practicing and giving. That's why, see, there's another one story. He says there's one person who took refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. He made a commitment of relying on the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. He took refuge, and so he always rely on the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Buddha as a teacher, Dharma as his medicines, and also Sangha as a companion. So whenever these tragic things happened, whenever this tragic things happens in his life, he can that by relying on the power or the power of his commitment of relying on a Buddha, Dharma and a Sangha takes away or at least release his mind from feeling fear and difficulties with going through that situation. Yes, some people face really difficulties even they took refuge because their mind and relying and commitment is not deep or not single point of mind. So it's like two things. Remember, remember two tip of mind. It's like, can I able to, what do you call this? So can I able to sew with one thread and two tip of nails? It doesn't work. It's one nail, it goes very well. You saw things like that. Similarly, one single point of mind, staying in that, and no matter what happens, it can go through it. It can prevent, by just staying there and continually, it can prevent facing those difficulties. And even it is an unfortunate situation, can still go through without it becoming obstacles. Anyway, so, okay.
You brought up the idea of taking refuge. This I've heard and read about, but I really don't understand it. And especially as it comes to that reading. Taking refuge for the purpose of feeling less suffering?
Did you finish?
No, that was the question. I don't know.
Here, of course, taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, it is certainly to free from experiencing sufferings. Just like, going to doctor in general, relying on the doctor, yes, is to free me from experiencing illness. I have a physical illness, let's say, and I go to see the doctor. I need a doctor. I don't know what kind of treatment or medicine will be beneficial to that sickness. So I go to see the doctor, I get the instructions. And the doctors give me certain medicines or certain instructions for me to follow. And I need to do that. Without doing this, even I get the instructions with not enough. So I will need to follow the instructions or medicine that I've given to me or take and follow the instructions. And at the same time, in that process, someone to encourage to do exercise or someone to encourage you to follow the instructions, what you have, things that you have given, just like a friend helping you. So like that process will cure us from illness. Like we will say, in the teaching say that doctor, medicine, and helper, or caretaker, or nurse. These three things is, needed or necessary in general. Just like in coming to now Dharma, in here Dharma comes, even I don't consider myself as a sick person. I don't want to. But however, my mind is experiencing sickness from delusion. Right? My mind is experiencing sickness from anger and jealousy and all. See, my mind is feeling that. See, and that needs to cure. That I'm that type, in that level. I'm feeling pain. I feel pain when anger arises. I feel really pain when jealousy arises. And what can cure from this? Who can give me instructions to how to cure from that? It's like a doctor, which we rely on, like a teacher or Buddha. In here that says Buddha, like enlightenment being, who have gone through this and have liberated their mind, free their mind. So they have genuine experience of getting rid of those pain from their mind. So this is a Buddha, enlightenment being. So we look at Buddha as a doctor. And Buddha gave us instructions. Don't do that, do this, think this way, don't think that. That's a medicine, which I need to practice as I need to take medicine. So then there are other practitioners, there are other friends who does it and who share their experience with me and tell this will happen like that. And so that's like helpers or caretakers. So these three. So Buddha as like a doctor, Dharma, which is a medicine, and Sangha is a caretaker or helper or companion. And with relying on these three properly, no doubt I can free my mind from experiencing, mental illness. My mind will become less and less and less, and my mind will be protected. Here again, remember what is Dharma means. Dharma is protecting our mind from experiencing sufferings and problems and difficulties. So that's why the refuge in here, refuge means, right, however term that now we are using it. So in Tibetan we say chamdo, means I'm going to rely on Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. I rely on Buddha as a doctor. To me, I rely on Dharma, which is an actual refuge, actual saver, Dharma, and then I rely on a Sangha as a companion who encourage me in my journey on spiritual path, on journey on getting free from the mental illness. So that's a refuge. See the term they use, they are refugees, means why? It means they had a problem in the way they live, their country, and they want to get a save, and so they came to go to other place to find a save, right? So I want to save my mind from experiencing problems and all those difficulties. So who can help? Who can save my mind? Who can protect my mind? And that's because of that. Then I go to refuge. So look for Buddha, look for Dharma, look for Sangha. Because otherwise, example like, without Dharma, let's say, even there's a Buddha, without Dharma and helper, cannot free myself. Also, even there's a lot of Dharma, without Buddha, I cannot, because I don't know what to practice, how to practice. Even there's a Dharma, I don't know how to practice Dharma. So that's why all these three is needed for us to get it. So that's why, especially in Buddhism, when we really clearly see that, and then we enter into taking refuge. There's a special term called refuge vow. Yeah, there's a special term called refuge vow, which means there's a making commitment, saying that I take refuge. I take refuge means from now I am taking a Buddha, Dharma and Sangha as my object whom I'm going to rely on from now on, and have them in my mind, have them in my life as an object to rely on it. So then it, as a vow we take, and it give us instructions what to do based on our daily life, what to do, what not to do, and that is all part of refuge vow comes, which simply, again, needless to say, is a protecting my every action from engaging into negativities. Of course, needless to say, is really protecting myself to experience, experiencing every type of suffering and problems. Of course, it also guiding my mind from the beginning state to every steps to achieving liberation and full enlightenment. So, needless to say, through this practice, benefiting others and helping others is automatically, it comes within that. So, when we say refuge vow, it's actually, once it's become really clear, as a tradition in Buddhism, we actually take refuge vow from someone whom I take as as my spiritual teacher. So then we took in this. Usually we hold there's a ceremony, and it's called refuge vow ceremony. And then within that ceremony, at the present of the Buddha's image, there's a Buddha's image which is a representing of the Buddha jewel, and there's a scripture we keep which is a representing of Dharma. And then, of course, Buddha and the Sangha, the Bodhisattvas, also representing of the Sangha jewels. And then, of course, the person who guide or lead the ceremony is the spiritual guide, whom I have chosen, some individual whom I've chosen. And in that ceremony, of course, give introduction or guide what to think in that ceremony. Every step was given, and then follow that instructions, follow that steps, and the Bodhisattva's vow was given to us, and then we officially take the Bodhisattva's vow. No, sorry, what I'm saying, refuge vow. The refuge vow. So it's like I, achieved Bodhisattva's vow. I have it, and means I made a commitment. I made a really commitment with the motivation that I have, out of that motivation. So, and then I need to practice it. It's nothing more, but it's become very solid. It becomes very, you made it very, clear that what I'm going to do, what I should be doing it, physically or mentally, verbally, and especially mentally, every day-to-day life. So that's called, small, simple introduction of what is a refuge vow and why we take refuge. Our time is already. Any thoughts do you have? On refuge practice or not, or another practice? How many verses we did today? We did only one. Okay, let's do this, the 21. Then you will see it. For over countless myriads of eons, I have been cut and stubborn and burned. I'm going fast. I don't want to read slowly too. And played alive times, but I have not awakened. Does it help reading quickly? Anyway, what Shantideva is saying, what really Shantideva is saying is same thing again. But he's looking, he's helping us, he's guiding us to look back now, to encourage myself to do good things. My previous life, its previous life, its previous life, its previous. There's a countless of past life. Been also in Buddhism says that we have been taking rebirth as not only human all the time, animals and other beings, and we have been going through all types of sufferings. There is no suffering that exists now that I have not experienced before. But what Shantideva is saying is, what happened? We all went through. Did you make anything meaningful things? Let's put it that way first. And what does that mean? Okay, then comes next. Did you reduce it? Did I reduce to experience suffering of this much less than before? Do I have a less karma, let's say, do I have a less karma or cause to take rebirth in samsara less than before? Do I have a less karma to experience anger less than before? Do I have a karma less than before to experience taking rebirth in lower realm? Not yet. So that's what Shantideva, no. So see, more karma I'm accumulating. That's what Shantideva is saying. All those experiences become useless. So here, what Shantideva is saying now, this life, you have a full opportunity to make every experience of this life meaningful. And don't waste it. That's why he's saying it. That's why you have full opportunity in this life to make every experience of this life, good or bad, difficult or not difficult, meaningful. Means you can use them to transform your mind from negative state into positive state. You can reach, however you do, doesn't matter, at least you will get into certain level in this life. From this state, let's say this is the Buddha enlightenment, my final destination, which I'm aiming to achieve, wishing to achieve. But this is a path that I want. There's a stages or path that I need to move on. So move on as much as we can. You will get at least some level. You were strong enough. If you paid much more effort, you can. Look at the one of the great meditator in Tibet called Milarepa. Mm-hmm. One of the great meditator called Milarepa. And he was, at the beginning of his life, he committed terrible negative karma of killing human beings. Mm-hmm. I think 39 human beings. And how you will view this person? Oh my goodness, he killed one person, one human being, two human beings. Not only that, I think the 39, my guess, I don't remember now, but exactly not, but somehow that. Then he realized what he did was wrong. And he met teacher, one of the teacher called Marba Lotsawa. And the teacher taught him how to purify negative karma. Then he practiced day and night, day and night, day and night, day and night. And before he died, before he passed away, he attained full enlightenment. In one lifetime, he achieved full enlightenment. And he said that, I was so scared realizing what a negative karma that I have committed, what the consequences or result that I'm definitely going to experience if I don't purify it. And out of that scare, out of fear, I looked for teacher and I ran into the cave and meditate and transform my mind completely. Now, even I wait for the death and those come, they're not coming towards me. So, and I'm not scared anymore now. So see, if people pay the great amount of effort, they can. That's why our teachers always let our mind to really think carefully the differences between myself and those great teachers like Milarepa, great meditator like that. At the beginning, while he was killing 99 people, he was just like, he stayed, just like us in being in samsara. And speaking about committing negative action of killing 39 people in that life, worse than me. Even I'm not great as he did, but I did not kill any human beings. And we have no negative karma of killing human being in this life. I don't know in the past, but not in this life. But he has it. But he can still purify it. Why cannot I? Another negative karma that I have. He can achieve the Buddhahood. Why not I can? The method is same method. Not long. It was around like around 10th century, or around 10th or 11th century. What happened? That situation took place. And no, there's one story. There are many other great meditators who have obtained full enlightenment. So anyway, there are many practitioners who have transformed their mind into such a different, higher level, higher realization, higher wisdom. So that's why what Shantideva is telling in this year is, till today, I have taken thousands of rebirths countless of rebirths in samsara. All those rebirths went through, but didn't make any meaningful progress because I still have a more karma than before to take rebirth in samsara. So number didn't go down. Number still stays there or increases more. So that's why he's saying no meaning that we have achieved. Now let's make it. We can with this method. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please, dedication, page 12. Gewa de chewo sonam yeshe sodoji sunam yeshe de chongwe tamba guni to barasho meme dewe de jen jen re se time jembe wambo jambe ya Dubon malu jamze sanveda Kanjin gebe sujin sonkaba Kuzan dambe jala zowande Eme zeve de jin jin reze Time jembe wambo jambe ya Dubon malu jamze sanveda Kanjin gebe sujin sonkaba Lozan dambe shala sowande Mime deve de jen jen rese Time jembe wambo jambe yan Dubon malu jamze sanveda Kibi sujin sonkaba Lozan dambe shala sowande Thank you everyone. Thank you.